This conference will now be recorded.
In the Power View, we discussed about, let me open Power BI Desktop. We are talking about visuals in the Power View. So far, we are done with different categories of visuals. First, we discussed about visuals for filtering the data. Then we talk about visuals for visualizing categorical data. Then date and time related data. Then visuals for visualizing KPI data and visuals for visualizing geographical data. Here, how many visuals? Here, two visuals. What are the two visuals? Map and field map. And what is the next category of visuals we have is presenting the data in the what? Structured format. Presenting the data in the structured format. There are some visuals which will help us to present the data in the structured format. Let's see what are the visuals. Let's go here. Presenting the data in a structured format. So there are two visuals in this category. One is table visual. Second one is matrix visual. First one is what? Table visual. Second one is matrix visual. Let's see what is this table visual and matrix visual. So there is a let me load some table first. Click on get data Excel. I'll just load orders table, sample superstore, orders table, orders table. Click on load. Click on load. Sorry guys. Let it load. Fine. Now I have a visual with the name called what? Table. Table visual. When you need to go with table visual is, tell me in pie chart how many maximum dimension columns you can show. In the pie chart, oh, how many maximum dimension columns you can show is into the legend one dimension column, into the details another dimension. See, into the legend we can drag multiple dimension columns when they are related with each other. When they are related with each other. When they are not related with each other, in the pie chart we can show only two dimension columns. Into the legend one, into the details another one. How many dimension columns you can show? Only two dimension columns. Let's say in the pie chart I want to show category wise, region wise, segment wise sales. What I need to show? Category we can drag it to the legend. Second one, category wise sales we can drag it to the values. I want to show category wise, region wise sales. Where to drag the region? Can I drag it to the legend? No, they are not related. We need to drag region to where? Details. You already shown category wise, region wise sales. I want to even add segment also now. Where to add the segment? Can I add the segment to legend? No, it is not related dimension column. Can I add it to the details? No, details will allow only one dimension column. When I try to drag the segment, what happens? It replaces. It will allow only one dimension column. So, how many dimension columns you can show in the pie chart is only two dimension columns. Like this, almost all the visuals have some limitations. 2 to 3 dimension columns you can show it when they are not related with each other. There are some times where I need to go and show some 5-6 dimension columns. When you want to show 5-6 dimension columns, there is no doubt this visuals will not support. This visuals will not support. So then you need to go and present the data in which visual means table visual, guys. Simple. So when you need to go and present the data in the table visual is whenever we need to present the data, whenever we need to present the data, whenever we need to present more number of dimension columns and fact columns, more number of dimension columns and fact columns, we will use table visual. We'll use which visual? Table visual. So other visuals, if you take any other visuals, there will be limitation about dimension columns as well as what? Fact columns. But in the table visual, you can drag many dimension columns and many fact columns. I'm taking which visual now? Table. So I already written the purpose case. When we need to go and present the data in the table visual means when you want to show what? More dimension columns and fact columns. I'm taking a visual now. In the visual, now you understand the purpose. Second thing you need to understand about the table visual is what? Field wells. How many field wells it contains is? It contains only one field well with the name. What is that? Columns. You can go and add dimension columns as well as what? Fact column. Let's say I want to show category wise, drag the category. I want to show region wise, drag the region. I want to show segment wise, drag the segment. How many dimension columns you drag now? Three. So I want to show sales, drag it, or else start with quantity. I want to show quantity, drag it. I want to show sales, drag it. I want to show profit, drag it. Like this, we can drag many dimension columns and many fact columns. Many dimension columns and many fact columns. Whenever we need to present the data in the structured format like this, whenever we need to present more number of dimension columns and fact columns, then what is the visual you need to go with is what? Table visual. So where we can understand the data, table visual we can understand the data quickly, or other visuals we can understand the data quickly, other visuals. But there are some times where we need to present more number of dimension column data. Even you can go and add other dimension columns also, like ship mode we can add it. Like this we can go and add lot of dimension columns here. Whenever we need to go and present more number of dimension columns data, then there is no option for you. You need to go with what? Table visual, right? So here purpose is simple and field wells is simple. Only one field well with the name called what? Columns, where we will drag dimension columns as well as fact columns. The important one in the table visual is formatting options, guys. Important one is what? Formatting options. Let me talk about the formatting options. To discuss the formatting options, I'll just drag only 4 columns like category, subcategory, sales, profit, or else you can drag here also. Anywhere is fine, right? So I'm just taking 4 columns to make it simple, guys. I'm going to, here a lot of formatting options will be there. You need to understand this formatting options here, right? So I'll just copy this visual into multiple copies. How can you copy a visual is go and just copy the visual. You have an option called select the visual, control C also will work, paste it. I'm just copying the visual. I need the same one multiple times to explain the formatting options. To explain the formatting options, instead of recreating it again, I'm just copy pasting it. Okay, let it have. So first, let me go to this visual and let me talk about the formatting options. So go to format. First formatting options is what? Visual formatting options. What is the first formatting option you are seeing? Styles. Style presets. Generally, when you build a table visual, clients will ask you, show a different color for header background and header font color. Show a different color for values. Show a different colors for totals. See, this table visual contains 3 parts. First one is what? Header. Second one we call it as what? Values. Third one we call it as what? Totals. Totals. So they might ask us to format different styles here. So instead of going and formatting separately manually from the scratch, what you can do? Go to styles. What is the current style? Default. We have a lot of styles here. We can choose one of the style you want. So I can go and take this style. Now header, values, totals, you got a different style here. Like this, we can choose one of the style how you want. If you think that default styles will work, you will save the time. You don't need to format it from the scratch. You will save the time. So if you don't like that, you can go and format it. So that is what styles, guys. Okay. Next one is what? Grid. We understand what is styles. Next one is grid. Grid means, understand again one more time. So I said that this is what? Header. These are what? Values. This one is what? Total. This 3 together we call it as grid. 3 together we call it as what? Grid. So below the grid you have what? Values. Values means they are talking about what? Only the middle part. Beside that you have what? Column headers. That means they are talking about what? Only header. Next one is what? Totals. They are talking about what? Only totals. So I want to increase the text size of header, values, totals all together at once. When you want to increase the text size of all this header, values, totals all together at once, where you need to go? Grid. Where you need to go? Grid. If you want to increase the text size of only header, where you need to go? Column headers. I want to increase the text size of only totals, where I need to go? I want to format only the middle area, where I need to go? Values, right? So when I go to grid, there are some options like horizontal grid lines. What is that? Horizontal grid lines is on. You can increase the, now you are not seeing that horizontal means this lines, guys. You are seeing some lines there. As the color is same color, you are not seeing them. You can change the color, you can see it. Horizontal grid lines, do you want? If you want, what colors you want? You can choose it. What is the thickness of the line you want? You can choose it. And next one, you can even go with a different color. I'm going with a different color here. You can choose any color for horizontal grid lines. In the same way, vertical grid lines. What is the next one? Vertical grid lines. I can go on the vertical grid lines and I can choose the color for the vertical grid lines also here. I can go and choose what color I want for vertical grid lines. I can choose it. You can increase the thickness of that line also. Horizontal grid line, vertical grid line. Next one you have is what? Border. So if you want to add the border, we can go and add the border. So you just try to make the changes here and see where the changes are getting. I don't want to go and discuss everything here. You just try to make any changes here. Go and see where the changes are getting. So here you have something called what? Border. So you want to get the border only for column headers or value section or total section or all. If you want to border for all of them, you can go with all. You can select where you want the border. So you'll get the border now. It is getting the border for header. It's getting the border for values. It's getting the border for what? Totals. Let's say I want a header border with a different color. What if you go and change the color? It will change the color for what? All three. If you want the border for each one a different color, first you need to go and choose what? Column header and go and choose what color you want for column header. Now it changed the border for only what? Column header. If you want to increase the thick grid size, you can increase it. I want a total different color. We can go and choose what? Total section, and we can choose some color here for the total section. If you want to increase the thickness, you can increase it, right? Like this, if you want to add some borders, you can add it. Next one is options. In the options, row padding. Row padding means between each row, what is the space you want. So if you think that rows are clumsy, if you want to add the spaces between the row, you can add what? Row padding. Row padding, when you add it, you got some space. Next one is what? Global font size. You are increasing the font size in grid. When increase the font size in grid, it will increase for what? Header, values, totals. Right, guys? We understand. So if you find with the default styles, you will save a lot of time. If you don't like these colors, you can go and format however you want. Right? Right. We understand grids. Once after the grid, you have something to format under where? Only values. So if you go and increase the text size in the values, it will increase only for what? Middle section, right? Mm. In the values, you have two things: text color, background color. Alternative text color, alternative background color. The meaning is, so there in the table visual especially, they will expect odd rows with some formatting, even rows with separate formatting. Understand? So in the table visual especially, first row is odd row, third row, fifth row, they will expect some different colors, even rows with different colors. If you see here in the default formatting, so for odd rows they are giving light blue color, for even rows they are giving what? Somewhat dark color. So to get the better style, we need to do it. So where you can do that, like that means go to where? Format, values. So text color and background color is for odd rows. Is for what? Odd rows. 1, 3, 5. So when I go and change the background color here, it will change the background color only for what? Odd rows. Alternative text color, alternative background color is for what? Even rows. When I go and change here, I'll just give a light yellow. So you have dark yellow and light yellow here. Like this, you can format it. Text color, if you want to change, you can change it. Right? So, okay, that is values, guys. Whenever we need to format values, understand two things will be there, right? Text color, background color, and then what? Alternative text color, alternative background color. We understand what that is, right? Next one is what? If I do any formatting in the column header, it will change only for what? This area. Right? You just go and explore it. You don't find anything new. You can easily manage it. Next one is what? Totals. Let's say I don't want to show the totals in this visual. My client is not interested to see these totals. How can you stop these totals? Go to the totals, stop this, off this. When I off this, am I seeing the totals here? If you want to get it, you can get it and you can format it. So what is the name you have here? Total. If you don't like this name, if you want a different name, you can change the name, total label name. You just go and try to make the changes and you see what changes you are getting in the bottom, right? That is about total formatting. Next one is what? Specific column. Sometimes what your client will ask you is, you want to format one column with a different background. Now row wise you are doing the formatting. So I might need to format column wise. Let's take an example. I want this column with a different text color and background color. I want this column with a different text color and background color. How can you change that is where? Specific column. Go to the specific column. What is the first column? Category column. Now apply to header, apply to values. Both are what? Off. What? Which one is on? Only apply to values is on. I can go and take text color. I can go and take background color. Let's give the background color. So you are getting the background color only for what? Values. You are not getting for what? Header and total. If you want to even get for header and total on this, you can go and have. So now I want a subcategory column a different color. What do you need to do? Apply settings to serious. Select which column? Subcategory, on for header as well as totals. And what color you want, you can choose it. Like this, if you want a different color for each column, you can go and format in where? Specific column is. Let's take an example. In the sales column, I need to currently you are showing the complete sales number. I want to show the sales numbers in thousands. I want to show sales numbers in what? Thousands. Where you can do that is, again I need to format only single column. I need to go to where? Specific column. Go to the specific column. Which column you need to format now? Sales. When you go to sales column, there will be something called what? Display units. You want in what? Thousands. Now sales column got changed values to what? Thousands. And even profit column also I need to show in thousands. It is showing complete number. How can I show thousands in the profit column? Go to where? Series. Select what? Profit. Scroll down. Display units. What? Thousands. Like this, if you want to format any specific column, you need to go to where? Specific column. You can even give different colors here. Yes or no? Profit column, if I want a different background color, you can go and comfortably choose it. And if you want that same color for header and values, you can go and choose it. Like this, if you want for each column different color, you can change it in the specific column. A simple formatting options so far. Fine guys. The next formatting option you have is what? Cell elements. So when you go to the cell elements, lot of things are there. This is important here. What is that cell elements is? Let's say there are sometimes in the profit column you have negative profit numbers, positive profit numbers. I want to give negative profit numbers red color. Background color I need to give what color for negative profit numbers? Red color. So previously you given the same color to profit column. When you go to specific column, when I go to specific column, you are giving the same color for complete profit, right? So when I go and give some color, any color when I choose it, either red or something, it is giving same color to complete values. That is not the requirement. So for negative numbers, I need to give what color? Red color. For positive numbers, I need to give which background color? Green color. So how can you do the test? Now you are not supposed to do it in where? Specific column. You are supposed to do it in where? Cell elements. Each cell I want a different formatting, right? When I go to cell elements, understand. When I go to cell elements, which column you are planning to format? Profit. So what color you want? There are a lot of things. Background color, font color, data bars, icons, web URL. We'll talk about them. For now, what you are expecting? Background color on this. By default, When I go to conditional formatting, what it is taking? Gradient. What is that? Sum of profit. Lowest value light blue color. Highest value dark blue color. I don't. Do you want this formatting? No. The formatting I need is what? Red and green, right? So I don't want gradient here. I want what? Rules. When the sum of profit is starting from minimum number means negative number. Till where? Less than 0. What color? Red. Add another rule. Starting from 0 till where? Maximum number. What color you want? Green. Just press what? What happens? So somewhere remove this to maximum number. What? 0. Now you got different background colors or not? Wherever negative numbers are there, red background. Wherever positive numbers are there, green. So where your client can understand easily, this combination is doing bad, this combination is doing good, they can understand it. That is the background color, guys. Sometimes they don't want to change the background color, they want to change the text color. Now let's say in this visual, my requirement is I don't want to change the red background, I want to give the red text color. What I need to give? Red text. How to give it? Select the visual, go to sum of profit, previously background color, this time what? Font color. On the font color, again by default it is giving what? Gradient. You need to define what? Rules. Starting from minimum number till less than 0, red color. Starting from 0 till max, go and select some green color, right? Go and press OK. Now you are getting what color here? So let me give a, right, so you are getting different font color or not? So sometimes they will expect background color, sometimes they'll expect what? Font color. If you want font color, you need to go to font color here. Next one, data bars. Sometimes what they will ask you is, they will ask you to add the bars over there. Let me copy the visuals. Sometimes they will expect the bars. So whenever negative profit are there, give the red bar. Whenever positive profit are there, give the green bar. So if you want to add the bars here based on profit, go to format. Where? Cell elements. For which column? Profit. This time what? Data bars. Currently, again it is giving lowest values to highest values. Positive bars it is giving dark blue color. Negative bars it is giving what? Light blue color. Positive bars, okay. If you want this blue color, you go with, otherwise green color. Go and choose it what color you want. But negative bars, I want what? Red color. Best press. Okay. It will show the bars. How much? So which combination have more losses? Furniture and tables combination. Which combination have more profits? Technology, copiers. Right. So like this, you want to show the bars, you can show it. Data bars. Next one is what? Icon. Sometimes what they want is, when there is negative profit, show red down arrow. What do you want to show here? Red down arrow. Red down arrow. Red down arrow means you are doing bad. When there are positive profits, you need to show what? Green up arrow. So this down arrow and up arrow comes under what? Icons. Whenever we need to add the icons over there, so how to add it? Select the visual, go to where? Cell elements. Which column? Sum of profit. This time what you need? Icons. So by default it will give some icons. What is the icons it is giving is 0 to 33% of values red, 33% to 67% yellow, 67% to 100%. I don't want all this. Just remove all this. Our requirement is, I need to define the rules only based on what? Sum of profit starting from the negative number till 0. What you need? Down, down arrow, down arrow. Add another rule starting from 0 till where? Maximum. What you need? Up arrow. Green, green up arrow. Now, wherever the negative profits are there, you are getting what? Red one. Wherever the positive profits are there, green up arrow. I want this icons in the right side of the number. Currently, you have that icons in where? Left side. How to get that to the right side means? Again, you go to where? Icons. There is something called left of the data, only icons. If you want to show, don't show numbers, only icons, you can show it. Now you are showing only what? Icons. I want to show icons and data together, but I want to show icons in the right side, right of the data. When I press right of the data, it will show numbers as well as what? Icons. Right, guys. In the cell elements, we discussed background color, font color, data bars, and what? Icons. Next one is what? Web URL. I come back to the web URL, or else let's discuss. So web URL means, when very rarely you will use this web URL. When we will go with web URL is when you have some URLs, then only you'll go with web URL. Let me tell you guys. I have a data with me to talk about that URLs. Let me bring some data from the Excel. Go to Power View source files. Where we are going? Power View source files. We are talking about which visuals? Table visual. Go to the Excel called table visual. Click on open. And there are some tables. We'll bring it. One table with the name called what? Links. I'm just bringing this table. Click on transform data. In the table, first row is not data. It is header. Click on what? Use first row as header. Click on close and apply. Just carefully observe what is the requirement. I need to create a visual using this links table. There is a table with the name called links. How many columns you have? Site and that site corresponding link. Go and select one table visual. Go and show both the columns. What is the website name and what is the URL to access that website? So you're giving site and URL. Now, if you go and look at this link, it is showing like a text, guys. It's showing what? Text. When I go and click on this text, is it taking to my website? No. It need to behave like a URL. How it can behave like a URL is, so how it can behave like a URL? Now it is treating like a text. It's not behaving like a URL. How it need to behave like a URL is, go to the orders table or go to the links table, go to the link column, go to the column tools, go to the data category. Data category is what here? Uncategorized. You need to change that uncategorized to what? Web URL. It's a web URL. You need to tell that it's a web URL. When you tell that it's a web URL, it got converted into what? Web URL. When I go and click on link, it is taking to the website or not? Yes, it is taking to the website, guys. Right. Okay. Now, there are sometimes what clients will ask you is, URL means lot of space is occupying. Why don't you show only URL symbol? Instead of showing this complete URL, you need to show what? Only symbol. How to show that is? Take one table visual. I want to show site name. I don't want to show complete link here. Instead of showing complete link, you need to show URL symbol. How can you show that is? Go to format. There is something called what? URL icon. There is something called what? Values. Currently it is off on this. When you on this, now is it showing complete URL or URL icon? Only icon. Now when I go on over here, behind that you have the URL. Here behind that you have the URL. Now when I go and click on it, is it opening or not? It's opening. So it will save the space or not? It will save the space. Sometimes client might be expecting to see the complete URL. Sometimes they will be expecting to see what? Only URL icon. Only URL. Sometimes what client will ask you is, why do you want to show this link in a separate column? Why don't you show under this text itself this link? What is the requirement now? Here, how many columns you are creating visual? Two columns. Here also two columns. But this time client is asking to show visual with one column. This text itself need to work like what? URL. That means behind this text, you need to get this URL. How to get that URL behind the text is, take again what visual? Table visual. Again drag which column? Site column. Behind the site, you need to show the corresponding URL. How to show this corresponding URL is, go to format, specific cell. For this cell, you want this URL. For this cell, you want this URL. For this cell, you want this URL. How to get it, guys? How to get it means, you need to go to cell elements. In the cell elements, which column? Site column you need to format. This time, not the background color, not the font color, not the icons. What is that? Web URL. You need to give one URL behind that. Go on the web URL and you can format it. So this time not the rules, now the field value. So there are three types of formatting. First one is what? Gradient. Second one is what? Rules. Third one is what? Field value. You need to go to field value now. So tell me, behind this URL, you need to show what link? You need to show what behind this URL is. You need to show behind that URL this corresponding this text have this corresponding URL. That corresponding URL you need to show it here. This value I need to show behind this. For that, how you can show it is go to web URL, conditional formatting, and field value. Which field value means first link, right? So there will be either you need to select first or last link. So here when you select first or last, no difference. Only the text is there for one time. Only one link is there. When you take first link or last link, same link you will get under where? This place. Same link you will get it. Don't bother about it. So there are sometimes the same text name will be there multiple times. The same URL will be there for multiple times. You are showing the text only once. You need to also take only one link and you need to show behind it. So for that you need to take either first link or last link. Now I have this text only once, URL only once. Whether you take first or last, it will show the same result in the back end. Right? How to get that is select this, on this, go and format it by field value. Behind that site, you need to show what? Link. Which link? First link. First time AB training is getting what is the link you have, you need to show it. Press OK. Now I don't want to show these totals here. How can you stop showing these totals? Go to total formatting, stop it. Now when I go with this AB trainings, do you have a URL behind it? Yes, when I go here, you have a URL. When I go and click on it, is it opening that URL or not? Yes. So generally we don't deal with URLs, but have an idea behind the text. If you want to give one URL, you need to format in where? Cell elements, where? Web URL. Generally, we don't do that. So don't bother much about it. Right. That is what cell elements, guys. We talk about cell element. We talk about what? URL. So there is something called what? Image size. Sometimes in the report we will show images also. Whenever you are showing the images, then image size will come into the picture. So to show images, click on get data, image related data, I'll bring it. There is one Excel file with the name called what? Image, open it. There is one table with the name called what? Images, transform data, images, transform data. Look at here and click on what? Use first as header. You have place name and what? Image URL. I need to show place and image there in the visual. Click on close and apply. When I go and click on close and apply, I'll go and take which visual now? Table. In the table visual, I need to show this image data. So what is that? Place name and then followed by what? Image URL. So now it is not showing the image, it's showing the text, guys. What it is showing? Text. How to show the image here instead of text? So what is the data category for image URL? Uncategorized. So tell me, if you want to see image here, what you need to do? Go and tell it it's what URL? Image URL. When you tell that it's an image URL, the text will be converted to what? Images. If you want to increase this image size or decrease this image size, where you can do that? Go to format. There is what? Image size, where we can increase this or decrease this. You can just go and make the changes here, width and height, where you will get a bigger image here, right? Right, guys. So whenever, even images, very rarely we will present it. For some reasons, if you have images, if you want to increase the size or decrease the size, where you need to go is image height. Uh, might be it's also related to alternative text for image column. Image column, if you want to write some other text, might be you this is a new option which got added. Image URL, alternative text. If you want to show, let me, under image URL, I want to show place name. What might be the one it is showing? So might be, so we just explore it. We'll try to explore it. So something they're writing accessibility alternative text for image column. This is the image column. We are trying to give alternative text there, but it's not getting it. Fine. Anyway, we'll see it. What might be doing. So there is one new option added here. What is that? Accessibility. We'll try to explore what that option might do. Fine. So this is about what formatting, guys, here. Visual formatting. In visual formatting, see, in the table visual, most important thing is purpose is simple. Where we used to drag what? Many dimension columns and many fact columns. And field wells are simple. Only one field well where we will drag both dimension columns and fact columns together. The most important thing here is what? Formatting options. We spend a lot of time in understanding it. Right? Sometimes clients will ask us to have the visual with icons. Sometimes clients will ask us to have the visuals with background colors, text colors, how to format it. So how to format this visual as per the client requirement like this. So is important here. Okay. So we understand visual related formatting options. General formatting options are same: properties, title, effects, header icon, tooltip, alternative text. Next one is what? Analytics options we don't have for this visual. This is all about the table visual, guys. In this category, once after the table visual, we have another visual name called what? Matrix. There are some scenarios where client will be specific to see the data in the pivot format. In which format? Pivot format. Currently, the data which you are showing here is in the table format. Let's take an example. I'm trying to show category wise, region wise sales. I'm taking which visual now? A table visual. In table visual, I'm trying to show category wise, region wise sales. How many rows you are showing the data is 12 rows. 12 rows you are showing the data. Three categories and what? Four regions. 3 into 4, how many combinations? 12. Rather than showing the data in 12 rows, your client will be expecting to see the data in less number of rows. How can you present the data in the same structured format in the less number of rows is? Go with which visual this time? Matrix visual. In the matrix visual, you can present the same data in the much better way. How can you present is? So in the rows, go and drag category column. In the rows, what column I'm dragging? Category. In the columns, what column I'll drag? Region. In the values, what column I'll drag? Sales. Now, the same data here you are showing in how many rows? 12 rows. Here you are just showing in how many rows? 3 rows. So, technology 2016, what is the sales? Or technology East region, what is the sales? 26, 2,64,000. Same information, if you want to check it, you need to check it in 12 rows here. Same information here. Technology, which region? East region, how much is the sales? 2,64. Here we can check it in less number of rows. Yes or no? Right? Where is easy to find the data? Table or matrix? Matrix. So when you take the matrix visual, you can show the data in which format means pivot format. Which format? Pivot format. This is one scenario when you will go and present the data in the matrix visual. Let me tell you another scenario when you can present the data in the matrix visual is. So there are some times which the furniture is repeating for 4 times. Office supplies is repeating for another 4 times. Technology is repeating for another 4 times. I don't want here to repeat furniture 4 times. I need to show furniture only once. I need to show office supplies only once. I need to show technology only once. And in the bottom, I need to show subtotals also. So if you want to present that kind of data, table visual will not help you. My requirement is same data. I want to present in a different format. How I need to present, I'll show you. So I'm taking which visual again? Matrix. In the matrix visual, this time I want to show both category and region. I'll just drag it to the rows only. I'm just going and dragging category as well as region. Category wise, region wise, into the values, I'll go and drag what? Sales. Sales. Right. Now you are seeing the data. When you drag multiple columns into the same field well, it is creating what visual here? Drill down visual. I want to see both category wise data and category wise, or else let's go with subcategory or region, whatever it is, fine, guys. So instead of region, you can even make it subcategory also. Let's go and remove the region and drag which column here? Subcategory. Here also go and remove the region. subcategory, anything is fine, even region is fine, just I'm dragging it. Now I want to see both the levels of data at a time. Our requirement is now, what is the requirement is, furniture you are showing multiple times, right? I want to show furniture only once, and I want to show under that what are the subcategories you have, each subcategory how much it is doing, furniture together how much it is doing. I want to show the presentation is something like that. To get it table visual, you cannot get it. You need to go with which visual now to get that kind of result? Matrix. In the matrix you are dragging both category and subcategory into where? Rows. Sales into where? Values. I need to see both the levels of data at a time. Both the levels of data at a time. If you want to see what? Expand all down one level in the hierarchy. Now what you observe is category is showing in the same column and subcategory also showing in the same column. I want to show in two different columns. What you need to show? Category in a separate column and subcategory in a separate column. How to split this into two columns is where you can find the option, guys. Format. Go to format. Somewhere row headers, and somewhere there you will find options. There is something called what? Stepped layout. So it is showing category followed by subcategory, category followed by subcategory. We call it a stepped layout. We need to stop this. When you stop the stepped layout, what happens? Category in a separate column and subcategory in a separate column. Now tell me, so furniture is showing how many times? Only once or not? Furniture only once. Under that, what are the things you have? It is showing furniture bookcases how much sales it is doing, furniture chairs how much sales it is doing, furniture furnishing how much sales it is doing. Altogether furniture total is how much, right? Like this again, office supplies. There are sometimes, rather than presenting the data in this format, they will expect to show in this format, guys. Can you get this kind of data in the subtotals and having furniture only once? Can you get it in the table visual means? No, you need to go with which visual? Matrix, and you need to format it. I'll repeat the steps, guys. There are most of the cases clients will ask you to present this data. I'll repeat the steps. What are the data you need to show is category wise, subcategory wise, sales. Where I drag the category column? Rows. Where I drag the subcategory column? Rows. Where I drag the sales column? Values. So here I want to see both levels of data at once. You need to click on which button? Expand. I want to show category in a separate column and subcategory in a separate column. What you can do? So visual formatting, row headers, and there is something called what? Options, stepped layout of this. Now you got the expected results, guys. Here you want category only once and their subcategories and their total, and in the bottom you can see all the three categories together how much is the total, right? So I want to stop all these four buttons to my client. In this visual, they don't want to drill up, they don't want to do anything. I want to stop these buttons to my client. How can you stop these four buttons to your client? Where you can stop it? Select the visual, go to the format, general, header icons. I want to stop these four icons only. In the header icons, there is something called what? Icons. Drill up, you need to stop it. Drill down, you need to stop it. Next level, you need to stop it. Expand. The four options, you stopped it or not? Right. Right. So once you stop it, when you save it, when you publish it, when you share it, can they see these four options? No, they will see the only visual. Right. We understand there are sometimes client will be interested to see the information like this in the pivot format. In the pivot format, if the client want to see the information, which visual you need to go with? Matrix. There are sometimes your client will be expecting to see a hierarchy data, especially which data? Hierarchy data like this. In order to show hierarchy data like this, again, which visual you need to use? Matrix visual, guys. So here also formatting options will have similar kind of formatting options. Whatever I discussed for table visual, same options you can find it. Yes or no? So one extra you might find is what? Column subtotals, row subtotals. There will be subtotals. If you go to this visual, we call this subtotal as what subtotal? Column subtotal. We call this information as what? Column subtotals. We call this information as what? Row subtotal. It is summing all these values and it is telling, guys. It is summing all these values. It is telling this is row subtotals. This is column subtotals. You just go and export the formatting options. They are self-explanatory. Mostly the formatting options are similar to which visual? Table visual, like styles, grid, values, column headers, row headers. What you are finding extra? Column subtotals, row subtotals. So column grand totals. This one comes under what? Column grand total. Column grand total and row grand total, specific column, cell, all are same guys. URL icon, image size. So what we discussed. So same kind of formatting options. Just try to explore it. Next one is what? General. They are same. Analytics, you don't have any option guys. In this category, to present the data in the structured format, how many visuals you have? Two visuals. So we're done with this category now. Let me go back here. Let me stop this recording